So I had to rig up an adapter cable in order to be able to listen to the music. I want to listen to this music while I'm streaming. Gonna build ourselves a little spectrometer. So we're gonna do, and I only have about maybe an hour or so to do it. This is just going to be sort of like a prelude type of thing here before we get into it. I need to sit down and chill. I've been doing a lot of hard work on building that enclosure for this thing, and I'm telling you, I am just really tired about it, you know. Hello, so my volume might not be very good because my microphone, well, I might be able to see, maybe I can do something with this mic here. I'm trying to break something here. I just don't want it in my face, you know. So it's kind of like behind me. And I got the gain cranked up a little bit. Hello, test 1, 2, 3, whatever. Yeah, it's there. I can see it on OBS. The music's a little bit louder. Maybe I have to speak up, you know. You're in the mud there, bud. Yeah, I know. I'll turn the level of the music down. For me, I get it up a little bit high. Alright, now I gotta go over and fix this stream over here. So we're going to build a makeshift spectrometer just to get the idea of what exactly I want to do in my main project. That's all about. You know, I want to see some action. I got a bag full of optics that I could bring out and clean, and we'll see if I got time to do that. I don't know. What you're seeing is a bit of a cardboard box. And we're going to remove that cardboard box and cut the top off of it a little bit. I've got wire, I've got a pen, I've got electrical tape, I've got a CD that we're going to crack open. We're going to use a CD, not a DVD. The DVDs have more lines per millimeter, whatever. They have a higher resolution, and so my idea is not to worry about that right now. I just want to get the idea of the effect and how I'm going to build it in my enclosure. And I'll explain that as I go. So first thing we're gonna do, I think, is figure out why in the hell my chair is not moving. What the fuck is going on with this chair? What the fuck is wrong with this fucking chair all of a sudden? It doesn't want to go where it goes because it's over there by my... I don't really have the best desk set up, but hey, what are you going to do, you know? So I am monitoring the stream a little bit over there. You know, this is... I could probably move it over just a little bit, the camera here. Alright. So I had another idea as I was building this, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the top of this box off a little bit more. This is just a cereal box. You know, I kind of got the idea from these idiots on on YouTube. Oh shit, my fucking thing is not cutting straight. Oh my God in heaven. Why can't I do this right, you know? Maybe I need the smaller scissors or something. I got them over here. I can't get this to cut straight. Piece of shit. It's because I'm trying to fight with flat, and it is not. Let me try the little scissors here. Yeah, the little scissors work much better. Just garbage aside a little bit. Alright, well that really just is not good at all, is it? What the fuck did I do? It's getting there, I think. Oh, except for that one piece is mucked up. It's cardboard, you know, it's easy to work with. Man, I got garbage here. I could put this garbage right inside the box, actually, couldn't I? Put it right in there. No, I don't have to. Alright. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch some holes in the box with a tool that I just thought I had. Now it's gone. Oh my god, I took that screwdriver out. What the fuck did I do with it? Are you serious? This is, oh there it is. It's kind of blended in with everything. Alright, so let's talk about this. I should make the top for it. Let's see, I've got another piece of cardboard here. Let's fabricate a top for this thing. I don't care if that can be crooked all at once, because I'm going to fold it anyway. Have a nice day. I can use the CD box as a folder. Actually, better than that, let's go ahead and pop out these CDs. These are brand new. Where the hell is the camera? These are brand new in a sealed package. These are CDs. These are not DVDs. We're going to use CDs because I've got more of them, and it's kind of like this is just an experiment, you know, just to get into the mode of the actual. Just have a garbage bag over here. Fuck, I'm not getting up off of this chair. I'm just gonna put this garbage over here. Getting this CDs out of these damn plastic packages is a nightmare, I'm telling you. I'd like to keep it all in one big piece, you know. Sound like I got a cold. Come on. Here we go. Right, there's one there. Everything is useful, you know. Even this plastic here is useful if it's like I save everything for my project, because I'm wanting to use, you know, I'm wanting to use cardboard for testing things. There's all kinds of things. Translucent, reflective. Oh, what the hell is this shit here? I don't care what that is. Alright, so I got two there. And let's see, let's put this over here. More or less. Now we have fun trying to get into this effing CD case. Which is really impossible because my eyesight is fucked. gone. Oh, it's not only gone. Look, I tore up that fucking piece of plastic. And they're all staticky and shit. Now I forget where I tore it off. All this doing this fucking shit is frustrating as hell, you know? There, I got a fucking piece of it now. So when I look at the plastic, you know, there's lines and there's noise and shit in there, you know. It's like a kind of clear, you know, but it would create noise. I mean, it would be good stuff to use to actually look for noise and stuff. So here's a brand new CD. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this paper. I don't really need the paper. And look at the CD case. You know, that's whatever. So now we'll take this out and we'll put this on this paper towel here. You have to be careful not to touch. Put that in there. Can you actually, yeah. Let me just look back here and see what's going on. Nothing as usual. I should have my nitrile gloves on. But we're gonna do this. We're gonna be roughing it with this one. You said with the DVD you could split it apart to see through this. We're actually gonna use this as a reflector. We're not gonna use this as whatever the hell is going on. But we're gonna attempt to cut this. We're gonna attempt to cut this DVD blah, with a pair of scissors. Which I have right here. And hopefully it doesn't break. It's cutting. It's definitely cutting. It's just very difficult to cut. Okay, it's cutting good. I'm bearing down with the scissors on my desk. Moving ahead. I just don't want it to break. It's my thing. I don't want it to warp if I can help it. Okay, we're good. We're all through on the first one. I'll cut another piece over here. Come on, out of there. Damn it. I don't think it will break and shatter. It feels rubbery when I try to cut it. Okay. Now there is some residual. And there's some residual piece over there. Let me see it. Okay, I've got to go get something. I'll be right back. Could actually take the tape and pick that stuff up. But we'll just go ahead and grab this set of tools over here. Did I bring it in here? Let's see here. Yes, I did actually. is grab a piece of tape and pick up those little residual pieces. And we've got tape somewhere. Stuff in if you'd be in a world of shit, you know? So I will use this tape as a kind of a double stick type thing, because I see a piece there. There's like micro pieces down here on the floor. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to shove that down in the hole because I don't want to touch it. I think I got everything. Now we're going to grab this piece here. Now just out of curiosity's sake, okay, there's little pieces on there that we need to remove on this side. Let me just, where the hell do I set this? Right here? Actually, I set it over there. Do that, but it kind of happened. Son of a bitch, there it goes. Let me grab my... This stuff is really delicate. That's why you're supposed to put tape on it. Supposed to put tape on it before you cover it, probably. But it doesn't matter because that's going to be the back side, and I'm just going to... There's actually two sides of this thing here. part that's on the in the middle is the sensitive part, and the part that's on the end I don't really care about. I didn't know that stuff was going to come off so easy. These CDs are old. Maybe I can do this right here. Yeah, some of it comes off, but I want to get the part up that's in the middle if I can. Ooh, look at that. Oh, baby. Oh, that come off good. There's even some color on the back side of that thing there, but we don't want that. We don't care about that. So, what the fuck just happened? Oh, this stupid box fell over. Use it as a footrest now. So, I wouldn't want to... I can see smudges and stuff on the back side of this thing. You know, I wouldn't want to use the back side of that because there's smudges on it. So I can tell it's the back side because it's got that little piece of paper left on it. We're going to use the front side as the grading. I could actually... if I put this up like this... Let's grab some more tape here. We'll give ourselves a handle. I wonder if oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put tape on the back of this all the way around. I'll put one long piece in the middle so that it's nice and even. front side is like, we're gonna just use a small section of it anyway. I'm making like a little slit on the grating. Actually, kind of a wider slit. Being careful not to touch the sensitive area. It's looking pretty good here. Looking good, baby. Now I'll put a piece on the top. I got the right side, I hope. I see little smudges on there. What are you gonna do, you know? Life is not perfect. So, okay, let's go ahead and put a piece on the top and the bottom. What we have here is a grating. You can't really see the colors that much, but that's okay. So that's the grating inside there, and you can't really see the colors that much, but trust me, they're there. And like, you don't want dust and stuff to get on this, you know, it's like really sensitive and everything. But I can see smudges. I can see lines and stuff on there. Probably when they made the CD, they didn't do a good job of cleaning it, but it's good for our purposes, okay? So now, this dude, I'll put this back in the case. This is dirty with stuff on it. And I gotta be careful with this grating thing. Can't put it there. Let's just set it over here for right now. Put our half a CD back in its little box. It goes over there. Carefully fold up this tissue that's got little pieces of metal in it. Now the next step is going to be, to make these holes, the pen is going to go in. Use that screwdriver there. I'm going to make 4 holes. Without trying to kill myself. Ow. See what I mean? They're not going to be, damn it, perfectly lined up. What they're going to do is they're going to be used to, let's see, where is the wire? Being an electronics techie, I have tons of wire. Literally, I've got miles of this stuff. We're going to do something that was shown in only one of the videos, of all them videos that we were looking at. And the reason for that is because that allows us our selectivity. So I'll cut this in half, this wire. Oh shit, I gotta cut it in 4 pieces. Can I just use one wire altogether? I think I can use one wire altogether. I don't know. So it'd be like this. This is one. Oh, I just need 2 pieces of wire. What am I talking about? Cut it in half, right? One for the top, one for the bottom. Then we're going to take the wire. I know you can't really see what I'm doing. I'm going to take the wire and I'm going to wrap it around this pen to give it the form. Look, Ma! I made a coil! No, just kidding. All that is a form to hold the pen in. Oh, that's kind of cute. I've got to go like this. Let me put this pen back in there. So yeah, it's got to go like this. Like this. Kind of close together. And wouldn't you know, I've got to put the coil form down inside the box. Shit. I have to move that piece out of there. That's one. cardboard, it's easy to work with. Now that shouldn't be a problem twisting that around. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult. Let's see if we can do it with the pen. Okay, I got that one in pretty much. Now we'll do the next one. Sorry you can't see everything, but hey, let's just move this light thing out of the way somewhere. So what I'm doing again is I've got a pen right here, and I'm wrapping this wire around the pen to make a form to hold the pen in place. The pen is going to have the grating attached to it. So that I'm able to turn the grating and have it stay in one place, you know? So, like, this is just to give me the idea, to give me confidence, okay? I've sort of played with this stuff before, but honestly, to this level of what I'm doing and the expectations of what I need to get out of this project is unlike anything I've ever done before. And the knowledge comes from all my years of electronics training, study and everything else. It's come to this right here, this project. This is a destiny project. I firmly believe it, and hey, you know. Alright, let me turn this one around. Now the wires are nice and flexible, so I can get the pen down in there, but however, I need to attach the grating I think I gotta take that top piece back out again so I can attach the grating, and then no, that's not gonna work very well, is it? I think I can put the pen in there and then attach the grating to it after the pen is inside. Now I can actually screw the pen into that form. Now I'm going to go down to the second one. Actually, you know what? I got a better idea. Wait, no, I've got to... Oh, you know what? There's going to be a... I think there's going to be... Well, actually, the grating doesn't need to turn that much. Shit, you know what's going to happen? I can't turn the grating because I may have to cut it. I have to cut the grating to make it be able to turn and fit inside the box. But it's got tape on it now, so it shouldn't be a problem. Where the hell are the screwdrivers? I mean, I lost my large scissors disappeared. Oh, there they are. Alright, here we go. I gotta cut this grating again. It shouldn't be that difficult. With the tape on there, yeah, good. There's one. nice. So when you put the tape on there, it helps to keep anything from shattering, you know. So I cut this down to make it narrower to fit inside the box to be able to turn it. And now it will turn freely, and I have to tape it onto that pen. So what I'm going to do is I've got to untape this one piece here and pull that wire back out on the top. Wait, did it? Yeah, let's... Wait, no, I don't. I don't have to do that. I can put this, damn it. Let me take this back out. Inside the top coil, and then I can flip the pen around up on top of the box. Yeah, I can push that right through, and then I have to know where to put that, so that should be... It's going to be a little bit difficult, isn't it? Because that thing's going to be up on the top. It's going to be right where the damn coil is, unless if I can... Oh, shit. Maybe I only need... You know, I think I only need one coil. I'm just gonna go ahead and push that coil back. I can do this with one coil. So, grab a piece of tape. Very carefully. This is not working the way I want it to. Why the hell? I don't know what's happened here. Why the hell did it get reversed? Oh, I see what's going on. Oh, I just put my thumb on that fucking grating. That's okay. Oh god, I got a piece of metal on me. I can see it. Fuck, them things are small. Jesus. Okay, so the grading's a little bit crooked. What the fuck you gonna do, you know? As long as it does what I want it to do. And for the most part, it is. Okay, so now it's lined up pretty good. Oh, wait, okay, so the lines of the grading, oh shit. The lines of the grading are perpendicular to the slit? No, they're parallel to the slit. Let's try something. Let's go ahead and use a flashlight, and let me see if I can get a band of colors inside the box. He's a friend I know. I used to know. Alright, let's take the tape and the slit that I made on front of the box, which I'll show you right here. So, this slit that's in front of the box, obviously it's quite large. And that was kind of intentional. So what I'm going to do is put tape over that and narrow that slit down. And what time is it? It is after 11. Oh, hello. Yeah, I can't see who you are, but nice to see you. Thanks for hopping in. Playing around with a cardboard box. Making a slit over here, which is somewhat difficult to do. Yes, I'm making a makeshift spectrometer, which, trust me, it's very makeshift. I can't see what I'm doing. There we go, I can see it now. It might have worked. I got a narrower slit in there. Let's go ahead and ram this light in there. Yeah, it's a little better than it was. Now I'm going to turn this light off. Oh, I had a spectrum in there at one point. So, we're going to fire up this lamp right here, because that light is not strong enough. this lamp heats up like crazy. Spectrum, but oh, you know what's wrong? Yeah, this is not working. It's gonna cook up my damn desk or something because it's so freaking hot. Oh my god, everything's like messed up here. Fuck. Why is this like this? You know, this shit here. Because it's just the way it is, bro. Alright, let's go back with the flashlight again. Seems to be working. Look at my setup here. Setup looks fine. I don't think... For some reason the slit is yeah, so the spectrum, that's at the wrong angle. The pen should be going through the box. But if I do that, then I don't have a surface to put the... This is the damnedest setup, I'm telling you. It's not working very well. If I had a lens, which I do actually have a lens, but that was one of the things I was going to do, is grab my lenses. I had the Spectrum once, and then I lost it, you know? Oh, I can see the slit on the, but why are there so many reflections? Maybe they're coming off the pen or something? Let's take a look. Let's grab this laser. Wherever the hell I did with it. Oh, that actually has a bright light in it too. That'll look better. So my problem, I mean, this slit's pretty narrow. Why is there so much light in the box though? I'm not having good luck here. I hate to say it. Ah. Okay, that's interesting. So, light will diffract off of the slit. And so if you shine the light at an angle going into the slit, it will narrow the beam. If you shine it straight through, the beam is wide. It's actually very wide when it gets to the end. If I back off on the light, I can't do it with this one because it's not quite as strong enough collimated light to do it with. But this laser pointer light, it has a better collimated beam. And so now, when I back the light off, it's less intensity, but if I go in at an angle, if I go in straight in, it's fuzzy. The edges are fuzzy. That means it's out of focus. If I move the light over at an angle and point the light in at an angle, I get a much higher intensity of the beam. If it's too far away, the intensity goes down. If I move it more towards straight in, it's very fuzzy. The edges are very fuzzy. And my thinking is I want the edges very sharp. So if I go in at an angle to the slit and back it off a little bit, I get a very nice sharp image. With my eyesight, that's pretty good. So the pen and that grating needs to be over there where that image is, where it's nice and sharp. Now if I move right up on the image, I can almost see the diffraction pattern. Let me try the laser portion. We're just working with a slit here. Now that I'd have to use a magnifying glass, which I've got one over here because I can't see a damn thing. And we could actually try the magnifying glass on either side of the slit and see what that does. So the laser, when you put it through the slot, yeah, it's not going to work. I can't see it. Let's try to amplify the Lightwave into a focused beam right at the point of the slit here. I think I'll have to pull the pen out with the grating. What time is it? Because I am sort of running out of time. But what's fascinating, even though that slit's not perfect, is the fact that it sharpens up when I go in at an angle. Alright, for some reason I can't. Flashlight's more of a white light. Oh, I can really see the line of the grating now. It's very, very sharp when it's very close. And it's at a 45 to 30 degree angle. I don't know where that other light is coming from though. Unless it's see what's really crazy? I don't know if you can see this on a camera. You probably can't. It'd be cool if you could. If the camera was right on top, which I can't set up. So I'm learning about the streaming setup too. I'd have to have the camera, I'd have to have a flexible mount for the camera so that the stream itself is a little bit more professional. And I'm just explaining. Let's see here, what's going on. Now I don't know, there's like, yeah, I can actually move the camera over and show you this. You've got to see this. I think this is really important. I'm going to try to move the camera over and see if we can. I don't want to really lose the scissors, but wait. When you do this science, you know, it's like there's a learning aspect, and if there's things that people won't tell you, things that people don't know. I mean, it just goes around and around and around. Why is this shit all so combobulated here? I was supposed to work on another project today, which I have not done. Okay, we got the camera here. You've got to see this. So now, let's see if it shows up here. So this is inside the box. Now outside of the reflections, look at that. See how nice and clear that slit is? So if I move it out like this, now if I move it towards the center, now the slit is like this. Well, you can't really see it that well. It's kind of at an angle. If I move it more at an angle, see how the sharpness of the slit occurs. Now you could use a magnifier, a collimator, you know, you could use a collimation beam. But see, when it gets over to here, where the grading is, it's very fuzzy. So that's a lot of noise. If you're over here, where this grading is nice and sharp, aside from that other reflective stuff, that's like zero noise. And that's what you want. You want to eliminate the noise as much as possible, as far into the input section of your equipment as you can. And I've lost the damn laser. Here it is. So we'll try to do this with the laser light again. I didn't have very good luck with it. So if I bring the laser light right up to the slit, it's very fuzzy. If I move the laser light back, the slit is more defined. Now if I move the light over at an angle, if I move it closer at an angle, it widens out. If I move it back, it gives me a nice sharp slit right there. This is at an angle. This is at almost 30 degrees going in. So if I move it towards the center, if I shine the light straight through, it gets all fuzzy. Now whether that's a magnified signal or not, I don't know. If I move it closer, you know, you can kind of see there's almost that secondary band in there. But I think that's where it should be. Look how nice and sharp that is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the pen out with this grading. get a better picture. And we're going to we have pretty good luck with the white light. Alright, so now you can't see this with the camera, unfortunately, because I'm holding the pen, the grading with the pen. Oh, I can show you that, I suppose. So, I've got the grading connected to the pen as such, where I can turn it nice and easy. Maybe I can set the camera in here, inside the box. As long as it doesn't fall in. You can see the slit up at the top. There's holes down there at the bottom, but that's not the information that I want. The information that I want is going to be off to the side. Oh yeah, you can see it, huh? Now even with the camera, you can see the those are thousands and millions of photons going through there, okay? And I'm telling you, the slit acts like a magnifying glass. There's the second band on one side. But we don't want that. We want the sharpest possible image coming from that slit as we can get. And the only way to do that is to have that light come in at an angle. Now we're going to attempt to take the pen with the diffraction grating. I'm going to see if we can catch see it on the other side of the box, though. It's not diffracting the colors that well. This is a whiter light, so it should. Oh, there, look. Look at that nice sharp beam on the side. Maybe I can catch it right in there. I can't find it though. Oh, it's way... I gotta move it in. You know what? I can see the spectrum. It's off to the side of the main image. This is not going to be as easy as all these people make it out to be, you know. Further away. Moving the light source is causing, I can see the slit by moving the light source back and forth when I have this thing back further. You can't see it on the camera, I don't think, because I'm looking at the reflection on the other side of the box. I'm wondering if the grading is actually... Let me try something else here. not using the slit now, I'm just using the grating itself. Oh, maybe I need to do this experiment at night, huh? Oh, shit. I can't get it to work. But I'm not sure if I'm doing it. Wait, let me use the other light here. Which just disappeared again. I got this grating right outside of the box here. And I'm going to shine the light at it without using the slit. It's already collecting dust. Oh, I got dust in my house. That's terrible, huh? I'm not having very good luck here at my first attempt. Ain't having good luck at all. Ain't had no bad luck. Alright, I think it has to have the slit in order to work. I'm just wondering if it's not oriented correctly, you know? If I cut the box... Right, because I'm running out of time with this mess. If I cut the box, I'm going to cut the box so that I can change the orientation of the I've got a problem down inside the box here. Shit. Yeah, you son of a bitch, you would fucking do that, wouldn't you? I can't. There it goes. Alright, here we go. Let's cut this baby. We'll get there. This is why you do prototyping. Alright, there's that garbage mess. Just put that over here. Alright, now the box is it's open. I cut it open, which you may or may not be able to see. So I cut the box open like this so that I can change the orientation of the grating. So when I started out, the orientation of the grating was like this. The lines are parallel to the desk. fuck is the camera? In this orientation. So now I'm going to flip it over so that the lines are perpendicular to the desk. And we'll see what's going on, because they did mention something like that, but I don't remember what the hell it was all about. We'll use this light here again. No, I'm way far away from the slit though, unfortunately. If I point the prism right in my eye, it's not too bright. I can see the entire spectrum. I can see it. If I got the slit, the line going through here, and then I shine it. Shine it straight through the slit and bring it up close. It's like it's still at an angle, you know. If you put it straight through the slit, it gets bigger and whatever. But if you come in at an angle, even if you shine the light straight through, which is even better, sort of better. When you angle it more, it gets a little bit more other noise and shit in there. But the slit is like quite wide. Oh yeah, I can see the spectrum, but it's so you have to turn it this way. You have to turn it laterally to see the spectrum. There's the slit with the white light. Oh, I should be able to see that on the box. But I don't. I can't see the colors at all inside the box. All I see is the slit color. This is fucking weird. Well, I learned something about the slit anyway. Oh, if I point it down and at an angle, it gets rid of all the other shit that's in there. Then all I have to do is move it over. Move it at a 30 degree angle. I'm moving the light source at a 30 degree angle back and forth. You can probably make a recording of that. No, I can get it. I can get it there, but I can't. So the slit is what creates the spectrum then. I can see the slit on my desk, and I can see this I can see it now. I can see it. Yes. It's not very bright. It's not bright at all. It's almost right in front of. It's possible that the cardboard. I have no idea. Let's take a piece of tape. And we'll put some tape on the bottom of the slit because the colors seem to be refracting back onto the underneath where the slit is. I'm just gonna wear it, but hey, what are you gonna do? Alright, now I'm gonna put some black tape underneath the slit. I'm gonna shine the light back to the slit and then see if we can get the color on the black tape. Because it's actually reflecting right back onto the black tape. Yeah, I can't see it at all on the black tape. Let's take well, it's not because I don't have any. I'm supposed to have a piece of paper here. What's this? Use this. This ain't got nothing white on it, does it? Oh, that's fucking cool shit. Let's see. There's a notepad. If I can reach it. Yeah, I'll grab this right here. Alright, and then I will take another piece of tape. Let's see. If I just double fold this thing here. Okay, now I've got white paper. And let's see if that works better to show. You could substitute that for your camera. Okay. Alright. We've got a nice beautiful slit there. Put this over here. Spectrum is here, but I can't see it. I'll tell you what, let's do. I'm gonna grab this fucking CD here. I'm gonna put the whole CD up in there. Hopefully no shit falls out of it. Come on, stay awake, goddammit. strong light source. It works better with the small piece that I built. Yeah, this other light's got a worse coherence or something, because when I just look at it. I'm having a real problem with this other fucking light. It's just not doing. Okay, I see something. Oh yeah, I see the spectrum now. If I move the light source shifts moves the spectrum off of the grating. I think there's an absorption line because I'm missing colors between blue and green. Wait a minute. Okay, so I've got the orientation is the lines are perpendicular to the desk with this light. Now that I've got my slit working correctly, I can move the light source. Now I want to flip this over. Let's see. Now I think it shifts the whole spectrum right and left. Doesn't reflect it though. I mean, it does reflect it, but it's very weak. Oh, what time is it? It's just noontime. Not very impressed. Well, this is a CD. It's not a DVD, which I'm thinking if I had a DVD, it would show the same thing. Do you think this light would work better than we do? So I've got to be further away from. Okay, now I've got it oriented. Perpendicular to the desk. and I can flip it up. So I'm seeing the spectrum at another 30-degree angle, but it's pointing upwards. I can't see it inside that box to save myself from hell. That slit is something else. That's going to be a problem. Let me try to do it the other way. Well, actually, let me use this light. That's being a pain in the ass. Let me go back over here and do it with this light here. Okay, so now if I orient the thing at 90 degrees to the light from the light slit, and then turn it this way. Like it's in the ultraviolet. But why am I seeing it at that angle? Can I, if I go over here more, so I should be able to see it. If I go 30 degrees back off of that, that looks like 30 degrees. It's 30 degrees coming in and another 30 degrees going out. That's a very small range. And the light's coming in at 30 degrees. I had a really good image once, earlier. But no matter what I do, I cannot find it. All I see is the white light from the slit. I can't see the colors. But if I turn this and look at it, the colors are like way over there. back to the vertical orientation again. See the slit with no colors. Now if I look at it, and then I turn it, okay, it turns it perpendicular to the light, to the colors. We don't want that. So what we want is, we want it up and down, so that means the lines on the grating, are the same as the line on the slit, so that means that they're parallel. They have to be parallel. And then when you move the light source, you can go through all the colors. But why I can't see it on the box befuddles me. Maybe because the slit's too big. So how the heck am I gonna... let's see. That's crazy, huh? Alright, so what if I take this box? Let's take this box and let's cut this other piece out. Let's cut this whole piece right here. It's right close to the slit. It takes me a while to think, but you know, I get it. Alright, so now what I've done, I don't know if you can see it, I've cut. Alright, so the slit is, well, let's see. I got a better idea. So the slit is between those two pieces of tape. And what I can do is I can shine the light right through the slit right there, okay? Now, I'm pointing this right at my camera. I'm pointing it right straight through. If I go at an angle, let's see if I can do this. Alright, so there is, that's like straight through. If I go at an angle with the light, which I can't seem to fucking do it, you get a better image. Just take my word for it. Alright, so now I've got a way to get the grating closer to the slit where that image is so sharp. And it has to be parallel to the slit. Really cool. Oh my god, this is so fucking weird. Okay, so the further away that I get from the slit with the grating, it magnifies. Wake up. It magnifies the light. Now what's really interestingly cool is that there's a bunch of shit going on inside that slit. And I can see the edges of the slit. Okay, it's magnifying the light is what it's doing. I'm looking into the grating and I'm seeing the source. And there's all kinds of like little light bulbs. If I move the light back away from the slit, there's all kinds of dirty reflections in there. Very dirty line, you know. It's probably the light itself that's causing all that. That's noise. That is noise, my friend. Lots and lots of noise. Now I can see that. I can see the color spectrum. Now if I move the light, if I move the grating backwards, it sends the color further away from the slit. Moving the light source does not move the grating, the color. The grating stays in the same orientation. So I've got to turn, I turn the beam, the light source, and I can see, I can magnify certain portions of the color, the width of the slit. That's why that initial slit is very important. So why couldn't I use two? Oh God, there's a piece of fucking metal here. Just blow it over there. If I can prop this up, I probably can't. But I wasn't expecting to shine this at a 30-degree angle. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Okay. Move this box. Light's gonna be over here more. I see the corner of the light though. I want to get. Come on, stay awake, fucker. Oh my fucking God. I'm just losing everything here. Okay, here we go. I got something now. Put the light right there. Just leave it there. Now I can move my grating back and forth. Alright, so if I move the light, if I move the light laterally, oh Jesus, my back is killing me. Hang I can move the slit, which is identical to moving the light. And now I can amplify. Oh yeah. Wait just a minute here. I think there's another section. Moving the grating laterally does not work. Moving the light source allows me to focus in on the color. And there's a color missing between that blue. That's an absorption. Okay, so the lines are parallel with the slit. That's number one. Number two, I can focus on sections of the spectrum by moving the light source. Number three, if I move the grating backwards or closer, there's an orientation between the grating and the slit that is extremely helpful. Now if I move the slit back, if I move the grating backwards, if I can find the damn colors here, I'm seeing an off reflection on the right, and I'm trying to focus on the one that's on the left, and I can't. The grating. Now I'm seeing it better on the right. Fuck. I'm having a really piss ass fucking time with this. It's over on the right hand side. I don't want it there. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but my back's fucking killing me here. I want to move the grating backwards to magnify the color, and it's giving me a fucking hard time. There it is. So you've got to take the grating and move it laterally. And then eventually laterally and up and down, meaning parallel with the desk. You move it counterclockwise, and that brings in the color. Then once you've got that orientation, you can move the slit ever so gently and amplify the different colors. Now I'm going to take the grating and move it backwards. I'm about a foot away from the slit. I'm in a sense magnifying. I'm almost a foot and a half to 2 feet away from the slit. The edges are looking clear, but the color is fading. So it's about a 8 to 10 inches. Now I'm going to try to move the box. And I'm not getting an amplification of the slit, of the colors. Oh, there it is. Holy shit. There, it's the width of the slit, but I can't see the blue colors. There they are. Now I'm going to attempt to take my magnifying glass . I'm seeing the distortions on the grating itself with the magnifying glass. So that tells me that the colors is very they're very fuzzy. So I should be able to turn this. I can see the light beam. I can see the light beam. This comes in at a 30-degree angle. I can orient those lines parallel to the slit, but the only problem is the fact that the slit is quite wide and has to be made even narrower. The slit determines the resolution of the spectral line. I didn't want to get into that. But it's pointing the color. Of course, you could change the lateral orientation of the grating once you get it centered on the slit. Alright, I know what I'm going to do. Yeah, let me go back to my website because I'm going to call it quits. But before I do that, I'm going to explain what's happened. Oh, I can see my stream better. Sailor, soldier. I don't know who that is. Let's go ahead and we're gonna move, or not. Let's move this over here. And I'm gonna explain to you what I learned. And I think it's quite fascinating. So what we'll do is we'll open up, let's go with LW3. Open with paint right here. And let's see if I can, why is Microsoft Edge opened up over there? I need MS Paint. MS Paint here. Okay. So, this was my interferometer idea. We can just go over that again real quick. Light comes in from the left. I've got it going through a prism before it goes into the slit. What I've got it set up here is the light goes through the slit first. It goes into the slit first, then it goes into the diffraction rate and so on and so forth. Well, here this is a beam splitter. It mirrors off on the top. The calibration signal goes straight through into another beam splitter, up to the mirror, into another beam splitter, and out to a calibration source. Now, I would probably, okay, so assuming that the distance between the first beam splitter and the top mirror is 6 inches, I have to set my calibration beam 6 inches away from the first beam splitter. So there's 1 to the second, 2 to the mirror, 3 to the third, and I've got to go another 3 inches, which is probably like, you know, it's probably like this, maybe something like that. So that length is a total of 6 inches. And that point right there, maybe that's a movable mirror or something, or a lens or whatever it is. Or I can put some stuff, I can put things in here. I can put lenses in here, you know, maybe filters or whatever I need to do to clean up the signal before it gets to this point, or not. Then the other section, it goes off the beam splitter, so that's 1, 2, 3. Now I got another 3 inches to go to get back to that first beam splitter. So from here to here is 3. This goes to a mirror through a sample, and then back out to this other beam splitter. And then both of these signals combine into this area down here. And I can move this mirror. I don't know how that triangle is going to look. I can move this mirror here to adjust the focus on everything. Now, I can take out the sample and calibrate this interferometer at this source over here. This might be like a camera or something. And we could do like, I don't know, a green, light green color. Like this could be a camera down at the bottom. And then this mirror, this calibration mirror where this arrow is pointing up to, has got to be on an extremely sensitive setup. So I got 6 inches here, I've got 6 inches over here, which is 12 inches. So that means I'm actually looking at a side view of my light box. And I could use an adjustment for the top mirror. I could use an adjustment for that one. I mean, adjustments for the beam splitter. You know, there's things happening. So the second beam splitter is going to have a light going somewhere that I don't use, and I could just say, okay, well, you know, oh crap, I didn't want that. So that's a stray light coming out of that second beam splitter. It's going somewhere that we don't want it to go. We orient the beam splitter in such fashion that it doesn't interfere with nothing. It can go play with the side of the walls or something. So this calibrator beam goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches back to here. So maybe I'm making an assumption there's 6 inches from the light source to the beam splitter, and I can put anything in between. So that's 6. 6 and 6 is 12 inches. My cabinet is 15 inches long, and it's 15 inches high. So I've got a total of 7.5 inches on each side. Did that music actually stop playing? I think it did. Let's play a different one. No, don't play that. Oh, shit. What's this one? Let's play this one. Get a little Native American going here. All right. So this will work inside my setup. Now, mind you, everything is filled with light in here. It could cause some issues. So maybe what I'll do is I'll have a drop down thing on the sides of the walls that's like a curtain. It'll be a curtain of black felt or something. Just maybe I could just let it hang there. So that's going to happen. Then I can roll it back up. When I know everything is calibrated and I know it's working, then I can roll this back up and let all the reflections in the box just go haywire. So the interferometer is used to supposedly cancel out the main wave down at the bottom at the camera, and the only thing that you have left is the light wave interfering with the noise in this little box here. That's the purpose of using the interferometer. The other method that I was going to use is like sending another carrier wave and just mixing the two carrier waves together. So anyway, that's that situation. So back to the spectrometer. Back to what I've got. Okay, so we've got a slit, and we're going to use. Let's use orange, and we'll use a line. Let's see. Oh shit, that's too big. empty. I'm gonna make my own music. Come on. Gotta be something in here. Alright, so what we've got here is we've got this slit. Let's go ahead and use this line. And that, we're going to use orange. We're going to make the slit here. It's not going to be the best. It's going to be exaggerated. Alright, so there's the slit. The box, let's say if I make the box, I could make the box like a, well actually, no. Alright, so we've got a light beam. The light beam comes in at 30 degrees like this. We're going to make another, we'll use blue for translational. And we'll use this gray, let's say, like so maybe here. It looks like it's up and down, but it's not. It's more, yeah, there's no way that I can do that any better. It's parallel to the plane on the bottom. This comes in at 30 degrees. The slit comes out over here, and then we'll make that a yellow color and make this like so. And we'll say that the slit is, oh God in heaven, it's supposed to be yellow. So we'll say that that's the reflection, that's the light, okay, over here. And that light this is the diffraction grading, so like I could just put a bunch of lines in here, you know, like that maybe. We'll just put a bunch of lines in here to show that that's the grading. So now what happens is that this color is going back up against the wall over here. So if I do like, let's say I do, and then we do like a wall. This is a wall here. Now I can use a blue color to emulate the color of, or I could use purple. And now that light is going to reflect I'm thinking it should reflect back here, up against this wall, you know? I've got to redo this. It's a little bit crooked, but you get the idea. So let's do it from left to right. Let's go back to here. Let's go back to the orange. We go back to the thin line. Now the slit is going to be over here. This is a better accurate representation. All right, so we go back here with this, and then the light comes in. That should be a thicker line. This is from here to here. Let's go freelance, and make, so we got from here. This is 30 degrees. Plus minus. I'll go back to this blue line, and then we'll make another arrow. Like so. This is the translational movement of the source. The source is coming in 30 degrees to the slit, and the slit, or the light from the slit, it's going to be like, you know, it can go up against the wall, but it's not really going to be there. It's going to be closer, I think, like maybe like right here. And then we've got the grading. And then we'll do another line like this, and this is also going to be translational. It's going to go, like, I'm going to be able to turn it this way. And up and down. this is the spectrum analyzer part. Okay, so this would be the bottom. The light comes in here. Let me think. Okay, yeah, so that comes in either that way or the other way. It doesn't really matter. So then this light beam, this is 30 degrees from here. From the wall to the grating is 30 degrees. There's not a lot of room to play around with here because you want to be closer. I want to be closer to this. Then this light, which is now the colored light, we use purple, it's going to bounce back off of here. It's going to be off-centered, which is going to be kind of hard to... I screwed that up. It's supposed to be a straight line. And then go here, and we use orange. Let me go here. That's the webcam. That's not very much though, because so you can also move it. You can also move this back and forth too. Where's this arrow? The reason for this would be to amplify the signal, make it smaller. Like, it's just a bunch of changes that you can do with that grating is. So that's a very important piece of equipment, is that grating. But the camera is going to be 90 degrees to that, and it's going to be like there's not a lot of room. And I got a camera. I just bought one. It's a microscope camera, and now that I understand what's going on with this stupid slit business, I've got to make another setup. To get closer to the spectroscopy design setup. I could put, if I put a mirror there, if I use a mirror, I might go back. I got orange. Let's do, I have to do a line probably. So that would be like, and then I did, if I could, if I turn, okay, so first of all, this is a 90 degrees. If I turn this mirror, it's going to expand the spectrum. That's a good thing. That's a really good thing. And then we'll do purple again. And so this light's going to go, let's say it's going to go over here to another mirror. Okay. And then we could do, what did I use? I used orange. Could have used a square. And this will also have a rotational aspect. And I could just put like a straight line here to kind of just... And then, let me do this again here with this. Then I could put the camera. I could put the camera here, outside the box. That way, if I put the camera outside the box, I can take it out and use it for other things. But this whole thing's this is going to be insulated. So, you know, maybe the camera, I can install it on a tube or something and get it and stick it in there. But now, if I go back to this purple and go to here, I actually could use this one. Now we got all these colors. We got red, and you know, we could make a line like it's red, yellow, green, blue. So the problem, I think the problem is going to be the slit, because that determines your resolution. And the distance between the first and the second mirror, like the first mirror is probably going to be as close as I can get it. And the second one's going to be further away, so I can expand out the spectrum. And I need to have, so we need to have two beams. We'll see, we'll do the green. I've got to have a mirror. So if I've got... That's my calibration beam, and then I'll have this one. Back to that one again. I turn a mirror, I could move a mirror laterally. How would I get those two beams into one slit is the question. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of that. I can't think of it right now because I want to go take a nap, have a little food. So the idea, this is the calibration wave up here, and the one on the bottom is the calibration wave plus the signal wave. And so if I do, let's say we do this color here, and we do that, and we use so I either want to be able to do this, or this, and I need to have like a mirror or something. Like, I don't know, you know. Like, I think I have to have two mirrors. So this reflects off into here, and then these also, you know, they go up into here or something, and then they come back down here, and then I go into the slit or something. Or the mirror, actually, let me go back to this and do this again. So like the mirror would be I only have two beams. I got a calibration beam and I got a calibration per signal. And I want to be able to switch between the two and go into that, you know. So if I were to look at it from top down, if I looked at it from top down, I use a 45, like a 45 here. I could move this mirror translationally. Laterally, whatever the fuck it is. Let me get my blue. And then another mirror here. This would be here. So this mirror is here, and it's at 30 degrees. So now I've got a way to swap the two by moving this laterally. But it's looking down at the thing. I can just I can have a way to do that. And that's got to be a front surface mirror. So there's two mirrors, front surface, and then the red color, I guess. Back to the line, and then this goes. This is the slit here. And that's the slit. That's the only way I can think of doing it. Because if you rotate the mirror, it's going to change, you know, just leave it laterally, I guess. They probably have to be rotational. That mirror goes back and forth. The one on the bottom is stationary. And this is outside of the spectrum analyzer, and all that other stuff in there is inside. Now there is a piece of metal that sticks out from that. Yeah, this is a crazy project, I'm telling you. It's crazy. But these are 30-degree angles. These are not 45-degree angles. And what I'm going to do about that slit, I have no idea. I've got the razor blades from that other tool, and somehow maybe sharpen up those blades and be able to use a micrometer to adjust those blades. I don't know. That's a lot of shit, let me tell you. Alright, so we're gonna save this as a JPG and pictures, and this is L-Wave. This is going to be L-Wave 4 spectrum analyzer. Yeah, I'm glad I did that little prototyping. We were supposed to do something with sound. I was supposed to modulate. So what I'm gonna do is I've got, oh, you can't see it now, can you? I do have a webcam. Let me see here. Right, so what I was going to do, and in order to do this, I'm going to have to can this music right here. Gets annoying after a while, doesn't it? So, my microphone is actually, you can't see the mic, but I've got a tuning fork right here. And this tuning fork is set to some number 440 hertz, the A. So what I do is I can tap this. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but let's go ahead and go over here. I'll tap this, do it again. Somewhere. I can't find it. Here we go. I don't know if that tuning fork's going through the microphone or not. But so I tapped the tuning fork, and when I set the tuning fork down on the instrument, where the hell can I even see the damn thing? Yeah, you can't see it. I can tap this. The bottom of the instrumentation is going to be on an aluminum plate, and so I can use this tuning fork in an attempt to modulate the signal. Yeah. The other thing is, where's my little calibrator thing, which I really don't give a crap about now? Let's see, I can get rid of this, minimize that. We can bring this back over here. And let's see if I can actually do something useless. That's not really going to work out very well. There we go. There's the band of colors right there. It's like kind of in a stationary position, and you can see it on. So that tells you, what that tells you is it tells you the color spectrum of the camera. You know, which is, that's that particular camera, but that's my stream camera, which I'm not going to use. And as a matter of fact, what I will do, if I can do it, kind of got moved on me. I've got a box here somewhere. Don't think that's the box. It might be. What is this? Yeah, I have not looked at this yet, so let's break it out. Let's break it out, shall we? Let's see what we got here. Try to move this crap out of the way. Okay. So since we're using this for our spectrometer, we need to be very careful with it. This is my new webcam, which I have not even looked at yet. Damn it. Alright, so what's this here? This might be a power supply. What the fuck this is? There's a USB thing here. There's a box. Now the webcam might be in that. Let me see what's in this box here. What is this? This looks like a lens. Looks like a lens. Let me look at the instructions. What? Measurement software instruction. USB mode, photograph, play, key for camera and remote control. USB TF card, USB mode, HDMI mode. What is this? Measurement software instruction. The camera should be calibrated before measurement, and the accurate value can be measured after the calibration. Please check. The measurement software is only suitable for the camera with use interface. Let me get my handy dandy magnifying glass here. Set language, grid lines. Oh God, I got a piece of metal from that damn CD on me. Fuck. I'll have to go wash my hands real good and do something with the CD and clean up this area. That stuff is nasty to work with. Let me see what else we got here on this. Crosshair setting method. Yeah, I don't know what all that crap's all about. Oh wait, I wanted to get the specs on this. Industrial camera manual. There are no specs. Plus that figures. This is a USB to what looks like a C cable. I'm pretty sure that's a C. The camera is in here. You got to be extremely careful with this. I don't want shit to get down up in there, you know? There's the USB. Oh, they've got a nice cap for it. Nice. Oh, it's a screw-on cap. With a majorly large amount of threads. Holy. Oh, that's just the chip right there. Now, I wonder if there's a way to remove the infrared filter on it. I don't see a filter on there. Unless this section here, this is the lens for it. Unless this has the infrared filter on it. Oops, something else fell out. But there's two of them in there. Okay, this is just an extender piece that's open. 5mm. It's an adapter of some sort, possibly. Oh, these are just adapters? There's no lens? Are you fucking shitting me? adapters. And that's a 5mm. So those are adapters. What I'll need to do this is a color camera too, by the way. And it goes in there. It doesn't tell you the shit, let me look at that again. Well, I can actually look that up on my computer when I ordered it. So the cable has a length to it. If I put the computer, if I put the setup over on my right, I think the cable will reach over there. I should write down on the thing, but anyway, I know where that is. If I can remember where it is, it would be a nice thing. I'd inspect my hands. And then give this table a really good cleaning. But I'm not going to do it now. I'll do it at some other point in life. So that's my story of building my spectrum analyzer. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I enjoyed it too. I want to go back and listen and see if that tone came through. Yeah, we can use that maybe to modulate the laser beam. Laser beam will be used to calibrate the interferometer, but if the interferometer is only like 6 inches on each side, that's going to be so difficult to calibrate that it's just not funny. They'll have to have the micrometer adjustments on it. Have a nice day.